think it starts with blue, and I think it might have been yellow next, but I think the colors kind of, the hues kind of flow, and obviously in a pattern.
Honestly, I thought that was a dark blue, and I didn't do Roy G. Biv, so at that point I was just like, well, I'll fill in the gaps with what looks appropriate, but...
The colors that it broke down through a prism from white light.
Because I had the yellow on the bottom and I didn't want those two similar colors to collide.
I started with blues towards red and then I forgot it.
I didn't really go by order. I think I just picked different colors and drew lines of 7 different lines.
Like Roy G. Biv.
I guess it's just more of a progressive thing, starting with yellow and working my way through. I just, for some reason, I feel like that should come after light blue. I guess they're...
After a rainstorm and the sun comes out.
Picture a rainbow after a rainstorm.
It rains on one side and the sun is up on the other side. The reflection of the light and the rain at the same time makes that rainbow.
After it rains, when it's sunny out, still in part of it, and there's rain in other areas.
After it rains, as long as the sun is still out.
And it's fine mist, you can actually see a rainbow. See them in the sky after a rainstorm.
Probably like today when it rained a lot. I don't know if we saw any because all the clouds are over, but you probably catch one now since the sun is out.
After the rain.
I'm not really sure what causes rainbows to be.
Droplets of water breaking the white light spectrum. Breaking white light.
The moisture separates the light into the colors, the spectrum, I guess is what that's called.
The Lucky Charms.
It's refracted light from the water, so the sun's being reflected and it's spreading out the entire visible spectrum through the water.
The rain and the reflection of the color of the sun.
Light reflections, I think, on water and clouds or something.
I think technically it's when light is separated into different wavelengths.
Having something refract the light could be anything, whether it's a prism or something that's going to refract the light.
Reflection of light from the rain.
It comes out, usually rainbows appear and stay because once you see the sunlight, usually the rain stops. So at this point there's no rain anymore.
I'm just on the ground underneath looking up. The rain generally has stopped or is very light. The clouds are off to the distance, and usually when we see them we're looking to the northeast kind of. And the sun is sort of, I would say, sort of coming more from the west view, and the clouds are gone, so I'm going to say they're way farther north.
Yeah, well, just seeing a rainbow in person, you're always definitely looking up into the sky, because after a rainstorm, usually either mist or water vapor or whatever that is still there. Then you also need the sun to kind of beat down with the light to actually be separated by the clear prism-like water that's still around.
I thought that the sun would have to go through something that's going to cause it to refract the light. In this case, I'm using rain. The rain's got to come from cloud. And so I'm sitting on this side, because that's where the light's going through.
The clouds and the rain have moved through, and the sun would be shining across it like this. So I guess I would be more over here on the side with the sun and the rain that has already moved through.
I think the sun has to go on this side, and then the cloud between, but not really. Or maybe it's the opposite. We'll just go with that. And then this is my person under the rainbow.
Sun shining down, cloud produces rain.
Okay.
Light goes through dew or rain mist, creates a rainbow.
Isaac Newton was the first to understand the rainbow spectrum as refracting white light through a prism. He decided to represent a rainbow with 7 colors, which is the mnemonic Floyd G. Biv. But there are actually more colors in a rainbow than there are stars in the universe or atoms in your body. White light from the sun is refracted in each droplet of water, reflected within the drop and then refracted out again. You can only actually see one color from each drop. The sun must always be behind you, and red can only be seen at 42 degrees and blue at 40 degrees, and all the other visible colors will be in between.